So to get started on the look, I've already filled in my brows just so that I have like a starting and stopping point. My eye's already framed. I don't end up taking the crease too high. Now I'm just going to pat on a little bit of Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. From the lid to the brow bone, you literally need just like a dot. A little goes a long way with the new packaging. Before then you needed to like slather your lids with it because the primer dried out so bad. So I'm just going to pull any excess underneath the eye. I'm being a little rough. Just be sure to pat very carefully. If you're too rough, you can easily age your eye a little more. I'm going to take Glamour Doll Eyes Base and Foil Me. It's just sort of a really sticky base. It's not really an eyeshadow primer. It's just going to help make loose micas and mineral shadows stick better. So I'm just going to pat that all over the eyelid. And what you're going to want to do is allow that to settle on to the eyelid for a little bit. And I'm just going to carefully sort of push it into the crease a little bit. You want it to be sort of evenly applied all the way around so that it doesn't look patchy once you start blending on your eyeshadows. Now while that sets up, we're just going to take a little bit of NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. And we're just going to blend that out under the arch of the brow bone and the inner tear duct, and I'm going to start just blending that out. I'm going to start off by taking Glamour Doll Eyes eyeshadow in Flash Dance. This is a vegan blue shade, and I am just going to take a little bit of this on my Sonia Kashuk Bambushi Candle brush. It's just a flat paddle brush, and we're just going to pat that all over the eyelid. It's got just sort of a metallic sheen to it almost. Then I'm just going to take the tips of my Bambushi candle brush, because I kind of do this with every time I do a color that is very sort of centered around the eyelid. I just take the paddle brush and just sort of swoop it into the crease. You could do this with your eye open so you know exactly where it starts and stops. And I'll sort of, I don't know, corner the brush a little bit. Just use your natural crease as a tool guide for the starting and stopping point for the brush. Now there is a bit of a con to doing the lid shade first. It can make your eye appear cut off. So you'll definitely want to blend that out with a color. We're gonna take a little bit of Trophy Wife, which I know a lot of you requested that I check this out. A lot of you guys love it. And I'm just gonna pick this up on my Berry M brush. This is just sort of like a pencil blender. And we're just going to start in the outer corner of the crease, and we're going to start shading in Trophy Wife. I'm going to use little circular motions to shade it in so that I don't get like a rough contour around my crease. And that'll sort of help lift the eye color. And the fact that the lid shade does have a metallic sheen to it, that'll also sort of help keep it a little more uplifted as well. Now you can kind of see where I let Flash Dance sort of migrate into the tear duct. We're just going to grab a little bit more Flash Dance, and we're just going to apply that deliberately into the inner tear duct and a little below the eye. Any excess you could just remove with a makeup remover wipe. You do not want to do foundation first for pretty much any eye-based look, not just Glamour Doll Eyes pigments, but any eye look. I will not do foundation first. I'm going to take a little bit of Royal Assassin, which just comes in the normal jar. This one is a vegan purple, just like Tattooed and Cadaver, which I got in the Halloween set. This one is really cool. This is a really dark purple with like a green, like, I don't know, duochrome luminosity to it. So kind of fits in with the blue color family and the gold. So we're just going to start pulling that into the outer V. And start blending it in using the little rotating motions. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more Trophy Wife, and we're just going to take it right here where Royal Assassin meets Royal Assassin meets Trophy Wife, and just sort of blend it in that one little space so that the two colors can sort of start to meet. You don't need to over blend it, just where the gap is, just slightly tap the color pigment over it so you don't get a muddy or unsatisfying look. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of Trophy Wife and go over the top of Royal Assassin. And that'll sort of blend out the line. You could even take a little bit more Trophy Wife, just so that it has like the same height as Royal Assassin, and pull that into the crease. And I just cleaned up the fallout underneath the eye with a boring old makeup remover pad, and as you can see, that made a huge difference in the look because it was just kind of over blended and all over the place. But I'd rather push the shadows out all over my face than actually push it onto the work that I'm going to keep. So now I'm going to take Twi-eyeshadows from Glamour Doll Eyes. It's from their Twi-eyeshadows collection, and this shade is Skin of a Killer. Now I don't care for Twilight, but I just really liked this shade. Here is just a really kind of funky white eyeshadow with like a crystal color to it. And I'm just going to put that on a wide flat paddle brush that you can use for your eye or your face. And we're just going to pat that all underneath the brow bone. It's a pretty high intense metallic eye look. And I want the majority of the color to be in the outer brow bone, and then you could just use whatever's left over for the inner portion of underneath the brow bone. And then I'm going to take a little bit more, turn your paddle brush sideways, and we're just going to put that into the outer portion of the eye. It'll also kind of clean it up and highlight it closer to the nose so you don't have like a lot of color right inwards into your face. It'll stay on the eye zone. I'm going to take Martini Olive, which I think is one of their highest rated, if not the highest rated, matte eyeshadow. And we're just going to pick up a little bit of that on the same barium brush and place that into the deep socket. We're just kind of going back and forth and doing a play on the colors. It's pretty common to see a blue and purple look. It's pretty common to see a yellow and green look. So we're just making kind of sense of the look by placing these colors where they like join, meet to create a cohesive color scheme. I'm going to line underneath my eyes with Make Forever number 1. I always want to say number 91. I think that number 92 shadow I get confused with a lot. And we're just going to go back and forth on the lower lash line until it's dark. I also placed a little bit of that on my lower lash line, and we're just going to blend it out with a gentle finger just to warm it up and smudge it out a little bit. Now I'm just going to pick up an angled brush. I'm just going to take this Delium Tools angled brush, and we're going to take another Twi-eyeshadows color. This is just Bitten, also a vegan shade. It's really hard to find vegan reds. This is more of a cranberry though, so it's kind of cool for holidays. So we're just going to take a little bit of that, and we're just going to put that on the lower lash line. Now, if you want to, you can go back over it. I'm going to go back over that with Royal Assassin, which is the purple that has sort of like a, kind of like a teal glitter to it, but it's a really kind of dark burgundy purple. I'll do a swatch of it on my blog, and I'll do a separate review so you can see everything a little bit better. Now for eyeliner, I'm just going to take my Urban Decay 24/7 waterproof liquid liner. And for this, you'll just want to shake it up really well. And this is a matte one, so it's more necessary to shake up the glitter ones, but just for maximum color payoff, just be sure to shake it up. And we're just going to lay down a thin line of that on the upper lash line just to sort of pop out the eye and define it. I'm going to take the Youngblood Mineral Lengthening Mascara. I do have a review for this. I'll put it in the bottom bar if you'd like to check that out. This was sent to me, but I've been using it religiously since I've got it. I love it. So it's just really lengthening. It's got fibers in it. So I'm just going to put on a few coats of that and pop on my Ardell number 305 lashes, which are great and easily reusable. And we'll be right back. Now to brighten up the face, I'm going to take a little bit of MAC's Blush Ombre in Peach, Ripe Peach, but you could take any peach blush. And then we're just going to start putting that on with the Eco Tools Duo Fiber towards the back of the hairline and bringing it forward. Now we're going to put on a little bit of MAC's Cherry Lip Liner. And fill in the lips. I'm going to go in with a little bit of OCC Lip Tar in Harlot, which is a completely vegan company. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that out. Take the Delium Tools brush I used for Just Bitten. We're going to take a little bit of Just Bitten, blah, blah, blah. And we are just going to scoop a little bit of that pigment out of the jar and put a little bit of that into Harlot to create our own red lip color. And we're just going to take a little bit of red lip gloss, which is MAC's Venetian. And just kind of use that to sort of even out the application of the pigment, or just make sure that you have equal parts of the OCC Lip Tar and the pigment. I know the gloss takes it to a whole, almost whole other level. But I hope that you enjoy this look. I want to be a little bit more out there with my looks, or at least this look, since I tend to do nude lips and crazy eyes, or a crazy lip and then a nude eye. So just wanted to switch it up for you, and you could either just do the lip or just do the eye if it's a lot for you, because I know it's a lot. So I hope you enjoy this look, and thanks for watching.